Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Mr. Scott, and I am not alone here. No, I am joined today by my lovely friend from the state of Louisiana who has her own YouTube channel. It's called I've Got You Covered. That's my buddy Panda. Hi, Panda.
Hey, guys. What's up?
Oh, this is going to be fun. We have not streamed together in a while. Last time we did, we went for a marathon. We went almost 6 hours here on the channel.
I stopped us at 5 hours 45 minutes because I was bratly enough to say we're not going all 6.
Even though we could have, we
could have.
It was voted down. We did not do it, but we are back here today to start a new little thing we're going to be doing here on the channel. It's the inaugural episode of You Gotta Hear This, and why don't you explain to everybody out there what this is all about?
Well, we started off where, we were trying to come up with all kinds of different collabs. What could we do? What could be the hook? And I just remember thinking of a lot of songs during that time while we were going back and forth thinking, wait a minute, has he heard this? Scott, have you heard this? No, you've got to hear this, but you need some context of wait, how did you miss this? I mean, it was a whole thing. Mm-hmm. And it got me thinking about we are two, on our natural days, we are two different music styles away from each other, what we usually stick with, right? Scott's broadened my horizons a lot with his requests on my channel. But I was like, maybe I can return the favor a little bit by showing him show tunes. Show tunes and musicals. And in return, he can show me
some fun metal stuff. Yeah.
Some fun metal stuff. There you go.
Yeah, because like you said, we both come from musical backgrounds. You were a musical student, and it was a major part of your upbringing and so forth. I've been a musician since I can remember, and we both have a love of it and listen to a lot of different stuff, but we listen to a lot of the same stuff too. And so you would throw out the idea of, we got to do I can show you some show tunes. I'm like, I'm cool with that. I love myself some show tunes, old music brat, music geek and all that stuff too. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to introduce Panda some symphonic metal / progressive metal / power metal, some good stuff. We're not going to be throwing her to the wolves. I'm not going to Mortician and Cannibal Corpse and Deicide and all that stuff. Sorry out there. We're going to get into some fun metal stuff there. But that's in the future. Today, on this episode, she's got not one, but two songs to check out today. Now, the first song, I'll give the title here, and you can give us a little bit of context. This is from 1776, called The Lees of Old Virginia, with reprise. So what's this about?
This song, this particular musical is about the writing of the Declaration of Independence back in 1776. It was the film adaptation was done in 1972, but it had been on Broadway for several years before that. And I chose this one because it has a lot of elements in what I call the golden age of musicals. Okay, it has lots of fantastic wordplay. The soloist is technically impeccable. They have, little song and dance number, and then they also do impossible feats of athleticism while they're singing.
Color me intrigued. I'm ready to go with
this
one.
So I chose that one to go because the song that we're going to show you in a minute, a modern musical, has some of the similar elements, and so I wanted to show how they carried over.
Oh, okay. And for anybody out there watching, there may be flashes of the video on the screen. There may not because of copyright. We'll have to, kind of blacken it out sometimes. But the links to all the videos we're going to be checking out will always be in the description, as will the link to Panda's YouTube channel. That will be down there too.
Right.
So make sure you go to her channel, subscribe, like all her stuff, comment on it, help the algorithm out to let them know about this lady.
So this particular song is at a point in the musical where Benjamin Franklin and John Adams, they're trying to get Congress to approve and get their independence from England. But nobody in Congress wants to listen because John Adams, they'll say, is obnoxious and disliked. Mm-hmm. So he's saying, all right, well, why don't Benjamin Franklin is trying to tell John Adams, let somebody else propose. And so this is where they're at. Okay, who are you thinking of that we should let do this instead? And here's what the response is.
All right, let's get into 1776, The Lees of Old Virginia.
Listen for me, Benjamin! Never.
Hello, Johnny.
Richard?
Johnny and I need some advice. It's mine to give. It's yours. You know that. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. As you know, the cause that we support has come to a complete standstill. Now, why do you suppose that is? Simple. Johnny here's obnoxious and disliked. That's true. Now, what's the solution, I wonder? Get somebody else in Congress to propose. Oh, Richard, that's brilliant. Wasn't that brilliant, John?
Brilliant.
Yes. Now, the question remains,
Quick
who can
pause.
it be? The man that we need must belong to a delegation.
Now you're seeing the whole back and forth little explanation here of the four, but they're talking about. I love the whole shtick that they used to do, where one character seemingly has no idea what the other two were talking about before, but somehow mirrors everything they were saying.
Mm-hmm. And also I'm picking up like the different timbres of their voices in general, in just the speaking of the dialogue too.
Yes.
The gentleman in the back very low with his delivery.
Yeah, and he is a trained singer. As far as I know, the ones that play Franklin, and especially John Adams, who is played by a very young Mr. Feeney, by the way, for those of you who know who I'm talking about, are not trained singers as far as I know. I can't remember.
All right, back into it.
Publicly committed to support independence. And at the present time, only Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Delaware have declared our way.
And Virginia. Don't forget Virginia, Benji.
Oh, Richard, I haven't. How could I? But strictly
Classic
speaking,
babe.
while Virginia's views on independence are well known, your legislature in Williamsburg has never formally authorized its delegation here in Congress to support the cause. Now, if we could think of a Virginian with enough influence to go down there and persuade the House of Burgesses...
Damn me if I haven't thought of someone.
Who?
Me.
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
I'll leave tonight. Well, hell, I'll leave right now, if you like. I'll just stop off in Stratford long enough to refresh the missus and then straight to the matter. Yes, sir,
It was 1972. They did that all the time.
Johnny. Whoa, boys, steady. But you come to the one colony that can get the job done. Virginia, the land that gave us our glorious commander-in-chief, George Washington, will now give the continent its proposal on independence. And when Virginia proposes, the South is bound to follow. And where the South goes, the middle colonies go. Gentlemen, a salute to Virginia, the mother of American independence.
Incredible. We're free and he hasn't even left yet. What makes you so sure you can do it?
Ha! My name is Richard Henry Lee. Virginia is my home. My name is Richard Henry Lee. Virginia is my home. And may my horses turn to glue if I can't deliver up to you my resolution on independency. For I am FFV, the first family in the sovereign colony of Virginia. Yes, the FFV, the oldest family in the oldest colony in America. And may the British burn my land if I can't deliver to your hand a resolution on independency. You see, it's here-a-lee, there-a-lee, and everywhere-a-lee.
Socially, political,
Lee,
financial,
Lee,
natural,
Lee,
internal,
Lee,
external,
Lee,
fraternal,
Lee,
eternal.
Lee, the
Pretty quick pause.
the first family in the...
Now I've got the name of the song.
Right, but that's what I was talking about on one of the occasions. First of all, when he was hopping off his horse while he was singing, implausible feats of athleticism while singing, right? And then the clever wordplay of the whole thing. It is, they lean into the shtick. You know what I mean? But you can clearly tell that this was an age where the training of the singer, the impeccable technique, was not exclusive to their acting or comedic ability. They were together.
Yeah, and I'm loving the back and forth between the two of them. That the banter, like you were saying before, Mr. Finney just. Do I have a part to do yet? Someday I'm going to voice a car.
The sovereign colony of Virginia. And may my wife refuse my bed if I can't deliver, as I said, a resolution on independency.
Spoken modestly, God help us.
Oh, he will, John, he will.
They say that God in heaven is everybody's God.
Amen.
I'll admit that God in heaven is everybody's God. But I tell you, John, with pride, God leans a little on the side of the Lees of old Virginia. You see, it's
Another feat of implausible athleticism.
everywhere a Lee, here a Lee, everywhere a Lee. Look out, there's half a Lee. Bobby Lee, General Led Horse Harry Lee, Willie Lee, Jesse Lee.
And Richard H. That's me.
And may my blood stop running if I can't deliver up to you the resolution on independency. Yes, oh my God, it's tyranny, tyranny. Come on, boys, join in with me.
Yes.
Tyranny, tyranny.
When do you leave?
Immediately. Tyranny, tyranny.
When will you return?
Shortly. Tyranny, tyranny. And I'll come back triumphantly. Tyranny, tyranny. Everywhere a Lee forward.
That was the most revolting display I have
You
ever
can probably
witnessed.
stop it
They're
now.
a warm-blooded people, Virginians.
Oh, not him, Franklin.
I just got it. Old MacDonald.
Yeah.
That's the borrowed temper there. Like dan, da, dan, dan, da, dan, dan, da, 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 da.
But that shows, I think, one of the better qualities of, like, if you listen to Lee's voice, this man is he's no amateur. He didn't just start out. And some of the things that he does are very difficult vocally, but it is very clear that he is quite capable. And, you know, it really, I think, showcases what Broadway musicals of a certain heyday with Singing in the Rain, South Pacific, all those were all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the production is able to be heightened, of course, bringing it to a larger screen or a small screen, depending on when it was being broadcast. But and like you said too, the capability of being able to produce that kind of patter vocally while doing all the other stuff too, like just even walking around and trying to produce that, takes so much energy from the diaphragm, from the lungs, and everything else that has to be in just tip-top shape, and performance-wise has to be on point. So
Right.
at the same time, you have to act. So,
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
It's not just about.
And I think the
acting behind it too.
Right, and I think that these guys, all the characters in these kinds of things, they bring a very different character. Each one of them has their own specific, you know, thing, and they really lean to it. Franklin was the wheedling, charming, I know what I'm doing, and I'm really good at it kind of thing. John Adams is the exasperated, why this guy? Seriously, why?
Why?
And then, yeah, and Lee is the lovably arrogant fool.
Yeah, he's the jock.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got this, guys. Give it to me. I take care of it. Hold on, I gotta give the wife a good rambling. Be right back. You know.
Which brings to the old musicals, they got away with a lot more than they do now.
Yeah. So we see the kind of music we're looking at here with this song, and you know, it has a familiar. I can still hear it in my head. I can hear that rhythm to it, the melody, you know, and adding the leads to everything there. So it's got a good hook to it. It gets in your head. I'm guessing is this like melody almost revisited later on in the story?
Once or twice. It's not like a lot of musicals where it is blatantly repeated. But it does come back a few times when they're speaking of Lee or to him, with him, whatever, you know?
Yeah, because that's a very common thing to reprise the melodies and so forth into what becomes a marathon usually at the end of an act or a half of the show.
Right. So, that being said, just to kind of show you, all right, we're going to watch something from The Greatest Showman, which Mr. Scott has never seen before, and I'm going to get him to at some point.
Yes.
But this one is another example of the soloist being absolutely incredible at what he does. Yes, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, can sing. He started on Broadway before he ever became an actor. the feats of implausible athleticism while you're singing, the excellent lyrics, the whole thing, and the dance number and all that. But it shows how not only has that carried over to modern musicals, but how they've evolved, because this is going to be a totally different sound.
Okay, let's get to The Greatest Showman from now on.
Yep. At this point in the story, he's effed up, y'all. So he's trying to apologize now.
Okay, let's go.
I saw the sun begin to dim and felt that winter wind blow cold. A man learns who is there for him when the glitter fades and the walls won't hold. 'Cause from that rubble, what remains can only be what's true. If all was lost, there's more I gained, 'cause it led me back to you.
Now, I'll pause here real quick. This also shows a little bit of what, on the other one, it was a slow start a little bit because we had to go through some of the dialogue to get to what we're doing. This is like the dialogue, this part, before we get to the full song, explaining where they are and what's going on. Because a lot of times in musicals, you can't really just take the song by itself. Sometimes you can, the story comes over, but you got to have a little bit of context with it. So you've got to be a little patient with going with the slow start. But it will pick up here, now that we've got the exposition out of the way.
Mm-hmm. And also just the performance of this song, complete 180 from what we just saw, where the other one was a little bit more louder, bombastic. Out there, this one's all coming from the back of the throat.
Right.
And he's really trying to project and emote while singing at the same time in a very low timbre. Very difficult to do. Even if it's a movie, even, we have all the magic in Hollywood to do all that stuff, still very difficult. So, because he has to still sit in the studio behind the microphone and do that, just to present that, to get that emotion. As somebody who has, you performed in front of people, as you have, it's always easier with an audience. If you have to do it to nobody, it gets very difficult.
It really does.
Yep. So give content creators a break, okay? We're talking to a camera. Back to the song.
I drank champagne with kings and queens. The politicians praised my name. But those were someone else's dreams, the pitfalls of the man I became. For years and years, I chased their cheers, a crazy speed of always needing more. But when I stop and see you here, I remember who all this was for. And from now on, these eyes will not be blinded by the lights. From now on, watch waited till tomorrow starts tonight. It starts tonight. Where did promising me start? Like an anthem in my heart. From now on. From now on.
pause here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fantastic dance number, and all of the cast is joining in. But we're supposed to believe that they are doing that much while they're singing.
Right. Yeah.
It's a thing that honestly, this musical has never didn't start off on stage. It actually started as a movie. It did that reverse kind of thing. I think some people have made it into stage adaptations now, but it started out as a movie, so they could do this, and they basically are lip syncing to a overtrack, right? Mm-hmm. But it's amazing how this kind of stuff, these big, amazing dance numbers while singing, in those old musicals on stage, they did that without any trickery.
Mm-hmm. Back to the 1776, I forgot to ask, who was the writer of that? Was that...
Oh, shoot. You know what? I'd have to look.
I'm guessing it wasn't like a... who is it? I should know, like Pirates of Penzance, Pinafore, stuff like that.
Oh, no. Rodgers and Hammerstein were, I think, dead by then. But I think they were dead by then. But let's see. I'd have to look at who it was.
About duty. They're all about duty.
Let me see here.
I know it's
written by.
I was interested to know.
I'd have to look at it if I can come up with it later, but I don't remember who wrote it. It was, but it was a Broadway musical that was written to celebrate the bicentennial.
There you go. Makes sense. All right. So as that one was, as you said, that was a musical adapted to the screen. This was a movie first and probably been adapted to the stage after the fact.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Back into it.
And we will come back home. And we will come back home. Home again. And we will come back home. And we will come back home. Home again. And we will come back home. And we will come back home. Home again. From now on.
These eyes will not be blinded by the lights.
From now on.
Let's wait until tomorrow starts.
And yes, he's belting while he's full on sprinting.
Let this promise in me start. Like an anthem in my heart. From
And we will come back home. And we will come back home. Home again. And we will come back home. And we will come back home. Home again.
Now, this is going to be a callback to another song and another instance in the musical, but, you know, they want to catch you up on these two characters for a minute.
From now on, home again. From now on, home again. From now on, home again.
And that is that.
So that one, like I say, it's gorgeous. It's one of the best ones in that film. There are so many good songs in this particular musical, but I think it really showcases the talent of the cast members. Okay, obviously Hugh Jackman is ridiculously talented. The man can reach some notes that I'm surprised he didn't strain a muscle while he was doing it. You know, and the rest of the cast, fantastic dancers. The three at the end doing those harmonies. That's just not even close to everything they can do. You know, and so it really, I think, highlights how a lot of things from older musicals have carried over to new. How they're honoring, the giants that stood before them, so to speak. But how things have changed because the modern rhythms and the modern sound is totally different from not just the subject matter of the song and the mood of the song, but the sound is completely different.
Yeah, the production of it, you can tell, is light years away from where it was before. But I love that one. I love that song there. I liked how it started out low and it built to that center part there where it got very positive there with the dance number going on, and then there's this whole realization by the character, like, there's something more that we can do, and things are going to get better, and we're going to move on from that. Was that like one of the major singles or major hits, if you will, of the musical, or was it a standout? Was it kind of a standby track?
Yeah, that's one of the bigger ones. Especially, I think the dance number specifically of the cast members became a big TikTok hook that people were doing the dance number. But it really is because of the turnaround, the turning point it creates in the musical itself.
So that's a pivotal moment in the entire show there, which we will be watching sometime eventually, folks. Maybe even try to do something here on YouTube about it. If not, we're just going to watch it, behind the scenes. But get lots of snacks too. We got to have snacks. But yeah, if I was to choose, I got to go with the Greatest Showman song from now on. Just because of the production value of it too. Nothing against the Lees of Virginia. I like the simplicity of that one. Very bright in its presentation. It was a lot more fun, in a certain way. Yeah, sillier, just kind of like getting into the whole vibe of the three guys at the time there, trying to demonstrate how weird and goofy they could be. But the serious tone of the From Now On song, I thought was just a notch above the other one there. So definitely enjoyed both of them, and I can definitely see we're going to have a lot of fun doing this series. You got to hear this on the channel. So like I said, the links to the both videos, you couldn't see all the stuff on here because of copyright and all that fun stuff, folks, but the links will be down in the description, as is the link to I've Got You Covered, which is Panda's YouTube channel herself. And you can find her on various other social media outlets too. And hey, I hear you have a Patreon.
Why, yes, Scott, I do. My best commercial diva, thing coming down there is car salesman, right? No, I do have a Patreon with 2 tiers on it currently. The $5 tier, you can get things like behind the scenes content, early releases of videos, access to our Discord community. But for the $10 tier, here's the big one, y'all. Every month, you can get a guaranteed request from me of a song that I look at on my channel. I look at the original of a song, and then a cover of that song by somebody else, and I compare and contrast the two things they did similar, different, whatever. So that's that's something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. I don't know anybody who actually engages in the Patreon and actually contributes to that. Maybe somebody should.
I don't know.
Harumph. Yeah, it's me. But anyway, yes. Yeah, so please check out her YouTube channel, her Patreon, all that fun stuff. As far as I'm concerned, you can go down there. You can check out stuff about me too. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Get your licks in there. LCS, like, comment, subscribe. You got to do all that fun stuff, folks. And what?
Nothing.
That's an old gimmick I did years ago. It's stupid then, it's stupid now. It's a callback, folks. But you can find out how you can request a reaction from me. I think somebody else has done that around here too. Yeah, but I don't know. But harumph.
I've never done that, have I?
No, and you can also join this channel too. You can join up here too. It doesn't take much. Has someone done that too? Oh my God, all these coincidences just like flying past us here. But we're being goofy, and that's what we like to do. So if you're enjoying this stuff, which we hope you are, please let us know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that cool stuff, folks. I ask you please to keep those horns high. Never stop playing. Thank you, Panda, for joining us. We'll see you next time for another edition of You Gotta Hear This.
Silver-tongued devil, bring the pain. Wicked words, shouting insane. Twisted path, hearts he rends. No salvation, no land.